The moment the woman screamed, "Get your hands off me! I know the owner." The entire boutique froze, but the black woman she was screaming had slowly turned around, looked her dead in the eye, and said, "I am the owner." But what happened next? Oh, buckle up, because that was just the beginning. Even the air stopped moving. Customers stared. One woman dropped the earring she was holding. A kid holding a slushy whispered, "Mom, what's happening?" A Karen, blonde bob, sunglasses indoors, overpriced purse, looked like someone had slapped her with reality. You're lying," she stuttered. "You people don't OWN stores like this." The words echoed cold. Sharp. Deliberate. The owner, Tasha Thompson, didn't blink that she'd dealt with rude customers before. But this was different, because Karen wasn't just yelling. She'd strutted in demanding discounts, pushed past employees, snatched items off displays. And when one of the teenage workers asked her to stop opening sealed boxes, she snapped, accusing him of harassing her. But the real explosion came when she tried to shove past the counter and speak to the real boss. And now she was face to face with her. Tasha, the owner, the founder, the woman whose name was literally on the sign outside. Subscribe, like, and tell US where you are watching from. Karen's face turned red, then purple, then a shade no human should naturally reach. "You can't be the owner," she barked. "I know the landlord. I'll have you fired. I'll shut this whole place down." Tasha calmly folded her arms. "Call him," she said. "I'll wait." Karen froze, and that's when things went sideways. Fast. A man in a suit entered the store, holding a tablet and looking tense. "Tasha, we need to talk. Now." It was David Rourke, the building manager. Karen's face instantly lit up. "There. Thank God. You need to do something about these employees." And her. She pointed at Tasha again, pretending to be the owner, threatening me. But David didn't even look in Karen's direction. "Tasha," he whispered, "there's a situation." Tasha frowned. "What now?" He leaned in closer. "We got a call about a break-in attempt. Not here, but at your warehouse location." The room shifted. Karen's mouth fell open, not from understanding, but from pure nosiness. Tasha's employees glanced at each other nervously. David continued, voice low. "They tried to access a back service door. Camera caught a partial face. We're trying to confirm, but what?" Tasha asked. David swallowed hard. "The person in the footage looks a lot like her." He pointed, right at the Karen. The store erupted. Karen screamed, "What? I've never been to any warehouse. You people are framing me." Customers pulled out phones. Employees exchanged looks. Someone whispered, "Yo, is she a thief?" Karen covered her face with her hands. "Let me see the footage," she demanded. "You can't accuse me of something like that." But David shook his head. "I can't show it until police arrive." "Police?" Karen jumped. "They're coming here." Before anyone could respond, a voice from the door said, "They're already here." A tall black woman in uniform stepped forward. Sergeant Alicia Monroe calmed. "Sharp. No nonsense." She said to Karen, "I need you to stay where you are." Karen immediately pointed at Tasha. "Arrest her. She's lying about being the owner and framing me for something I didn't do." Sergeant Monroe raised an eyebrow. "We received an anonymous tip linking you to the attempted break-in." Karen laughed nervously. "That's insane. I'm a mother. I volunteer at the PTA. I don't break into warehouses." But something in her voice cracked, because Karen had a secret, and Sergeant Monroe knew it. "Let's start with your name," the sergeant said. "Your real name." Karen hesitated. Customers were filming again. Her hand shook. "It's Rebecca," she whispered. "Rebecca what?" the sergeant pressed. Silence. Then, barely audible, "Rebecca Lawson." Tasha's eyes widened. David's jaw dropped, because that name was on the list. The list of people previously banned from all properties owned by the Thompson Retail Group. Banned for theft. Banned for harassment. Banned for filing false complaints against minority-owned businesses. Tasha stepped forward, face pale. You've been here before, she said quietly. Not this store, but the others. You made fake bomb threats so our locations would shut down for the day. Karen, Rebecca, lost all color. That wasn't me, she whispered, trembling. You don't understand. I was told to do it. Every phone in the store swung toward her. Sergeant Monroe's eyes narrowed. Told by WHO. Rebecca stepped back until her spine hit a display shelf. Her breathing shook, tears blurred her eyes. Then she whispered. He said I had to. He said if I didn't, he'd expose me. Expose you for what? Tasha demanded. Rebecca broke. For what I saw, she cried. For what he made me sign. For what he did at the warehouse months ago. The room spun. What did he do? Tasha asked, voice trembling now. Rebecca looked up at her, and the truth finally spilled out. It wasn't a break-in that night. It was a cover-up. Something went missing. Something he stole. Something he hid in your building. And now he thinks you're close to finding it. Tasha felt her heart slam against her ribs. Who? She whispered. Who are you talking about? Rebecca wiped her face, hands shaking uncontrollably. Then she said it, a name that made David stagger backward. Customers ducked behind clothing racks. Someone yelled, "Why does this feel like a movie?" But Tasha didn't hide. She stepped forward, shaking but steady. Rebecca, the Karen, grabbed her arm. "You can't go out there," she cried. "If he gets desperate, he won't hesitate." Tasha pulled away. "Tell me everything. Now, what did he steal from my warehouse?" Rebecca swallowed hard, then whispered, "Not what? Who?" Tasha's entire body turned cold. "What are you talking about?" Rebecca wiped her face, trembling. "The missing person, the one on the news last month, the delivery driver who disappeared after your inventory audit." Tasha froze. "You don't mean Marcus?" Rebecca nodded. "Tasha, he didn't disappear till he was hiding something for David. And when he threatened to expose him, David made sure he never talked again." The room tilted. Employees gasped. Someone whispered, "Oh my God." Sergeant Monroe returned just long enough to bark. "Everyone lock the doors and stay inside. Do not go near the windows." But Tasha's mind wasn't on windows. The IT wasn't on fear. It was on Marcus, the soft-spoken driver who'd worked for her for 3 years, who went missing after texting her. "Something's wrong at the storage unit. Don't trust anyone." Those were his last words before disappearing. And now Rebecca was saying David killed him. Outside, the streets turned into a trap. Police sirens screeched through the neighborhood. David sprinted through traffic, weaving between cars like he knew every alley, every shortcut, every blind spot. Because he did. He'd overseen every building, Tasha, on that he knew the routes, the exits, the dead ends. Sergeant Monroe chased him on foot, yelling commands. David dropped the weapon. He didn't look back. He slammed into an alleyway, kicked open a side gate, and vanished into the maze of service doors. Monroe stopped, breathing hard. This wasn't panic, she muttered. This was planned. David wasn't running away. He was running toward something. Tasha paced back and forth. Rebecca continued. David was running an off-the-books operation out of your warehouse. Thought he stored something there. Something valuable, illegal. I don't know what Marcus found out by accident. Tasha shook her head. That warehouse is always locked. Rebecca gave a bitter laugh. Not when the building manager has passcodes. Tasha felt sick. He told me those doors were malfunctioning. Exactly, Rebecca whispered. He lied so you wouldn't check the logs. And then she said the part that made Tasha's blood stop moving. Marcus confronted him, said he was going to tell you that same night. Marcus disappeared. A cold, sharp silence swallowed the room. But why frame you? Tasha asked. Rebecca hesitated. Because I saw David meet with Marcus that night that I didn't know what I was seeing. I thought it was just a dispute about inventory. When the news said Marcus was missing, David cornered me. What did he say? He said if I ever talked, I'd be the next one missing. Police lights flashed outside the boutique windows. A second officer, younger and breathless, ran inside. Everyone down. He might circle back. Tasha grabbed his arm. Do you know where he's going? What he's after? The officer checked his radio. We think he's heading toward the back lot behind the cafe. There's a service tunnel connected to 2 warehouses. Tasha's heart dropped because she knew what was in that tunnel. Not merchandise, not equipment, but something only she, Marcus, and David knew existed. A hidden emergency archive room where Tasha kept sensitive documents, contracts, encrypted drives, financial files. Files that could expose David. Some listed every repair he'd approved, every invoice he signed, every time he billed her for security upgrades. That never happened. Tasha whispered, "He's going to destroy the evidence." She turned to Sergeant Monroe's partner. "Take me with you." "Absolutely not. He stole from me, he used my business. And he might have killed one of my employees that I'm not sitting in the back of a boutique while he destroys proof." The officer saw the fire in her eyes. Then he handed her a bulletproof vest. "Stay behind me, don't run ahead. And if he points a gun, drop." Tasha nodded. Rebecca shouted, "Don't go. If he sees you, he'll shoot." Tasha looked back at her. "Then let him see me. Has been hiding behind my building for months." She stepped out the door. The chase wasn't just the police's anymore. It was personal. They reached the back alley in seconds. Broken pallets, trash cans, graffiti on the brick walls. And ahead, a metal door, half open. Sergeant Monroe's voice crackled over the radio. "Is inside the tunnel. Officers, move in but keep perimeter. I repeat, do not let him reach the archive room." Tasha and the officer crept inside. The tunnel was dark, echoing cold. Somewhere in the shadows, a metal latch clicked. Then David's voice floated through the tunnel. "You shouldn't have come, Tasha." She froze. His silhouette appeared at the far end, gun pointed downward. "But ready. I told you," he said, calm as ice. "You trust too easily." Tasha stepped behind the officer. "Where's Marcus?" she demanded. David smirked. "You still don't get it." He flicked a switch on the wall. A hidden panel slid open. Inside the small compartment was a single object. A phone. Marcus's phone. Tasha gasped. David said softly, "You should have stayed in your store. Now everything falls apart." But then, lights flashed, shouts echoed. Officers poured into both ends of the tunnel. David spun, panicking. Sergeant Monroe yelled, "Drop the weapon." David raised the gun, not at the officers, at the compartment, at the phone, because whatever was on that device. It was a missing piece of the entire case. Tasha screamed, "No!" David fired, but the shot didn't land. An officer tackled him mid-trigger. The gun clattered. The tunnel erupted in chaos. And Marcus's phone slid across the floor, stopping right at Tasha's feet. She picked it up. The screen lit. One saved, unsent video file. Recorded the night he vanished. Titled, "If Something Happens to Me, This Is Why." Just as Tasha tapped the play button, an officer shouted from behind, "Stop. Don't touch it. There's more that we just found, something else hidden deep in the wall. Something David was trying to get to first." And when Tasha turned, her entire world shifted, because sticking out of the cracked wall was a second phone. A phone that didn't belong to Marcus, but to someone else she trusted even more. The tunnel felt colder the moment that second phone appeared. Not Marcus's, not David's, someone else's. Someone Tasha never imagined could be tangled up in this night. An officer pried the damaged panel open. Dust spilled out, coating the cracked concrete. And there it was, a black phone, older model, scratched on the edges, with a cracked corner like it had been dropped during the struggle. Sergeant Monroe examined it with gloved hands. "This phone doesn't match Marcus's or David's," she said. Tasha felt her heartbeat thudding in her ears. "Whose is it?" she whispered. Officer Reyes scanned the back. "There's an engraving. Looks like initials." He angled it toward the light. "AT." Tasha staggered backward. No, that can't be right." Monroe looked at her sharply. "You recognize that?" Tasha swallowed a lump in her throat. It's my brother's." Silence punched the tunnel still. Her brother, Andre Thompson, was a quiet, private man, lived 3 cities away, worked a corporate job, visited once a month. Nothing about him screamed danger or secrets. He helped run errands. He brought gifts for her employees. He fixed things around the shop. Andre wasn't violent. Andre wasn't reckless. But Andre had one flaw. He trusted all the wrong people. And one of those people was David. Sergeant Monroe placed a gentle hand on Tasha's shoulder. Take a breath. Tell me everything you know. But before Tasha could speak, David, restrained, face pressed the floor, began laughing. A low, chilling, taunting laugh. Oh, this is perfect, he muttered. Go on. Tasha, tell them how your saint of a brother got involved. Tell them what he did. Shut up, Monroe snapped. But David kept smiling. You think I was a mastermind? Please. I'm not the one who put that second phone there. A cold wave passed through the room. What are you saying? Tasha demanded. David tilted his head. I'm saying your beloved brother wasn't just aware. He was involved. Deeply. The kind of involved that gets people killed. Tasha shook her head violently. No. Andre wouldn't. He couldn't. Really? David sneered. Then ask yourself this. Why did Marcus go to a warehouse that night? Who told him there was something wrong with the inventory? Who told him to check that storage bag? Tasha froze, because she knew the answer. Marcus had told her that someone he trusted asked him to double-check a shipment. Someone who had questions about altered paperwork. Someone he didn't want to get in trouble. Someone who had Tasha's last name. Oh, God, it was Andre. Tasha trembled as she lifted Marcus's phone. Her thumb hovered over the video file. If something happens to me, this is why. Monroe said softly. We can take it to the lab. No. Tasha interrupted. I need to see it. Now. She pressed play. The screen flickered. A dimly lit warehouse corridor appeared. Marcus breathed heavily as he spoke into the camera. Something is wrong. I found boxes in storage that aren't part of our inventory. They are sealed, heavy, unmarked, but someone signed them off. Someone with high-level access. A loud clang echoed. Marcus flinched. I told him I'd go to Tasha, that I'd show her everything. His voice quivered, but he told me to keep quiet, told me not to involve her, said it was temporary. But then I found out what's inside those crates. And if anything happens to me, Tasha, I'm sorry. The video glitched. Then, a voice in the background. Familiar, terrifying. Marcus, put the phone down. Tasha's heart nearly burst. It was Andre. Marcus whispered. You said you'd tell her. You said you'd come clean. Andre stepped into view. Face shadowed, but clearly him. I can't, Marcus. Not after what David threatened. Not after what I signed. You weren't supposed to see those crates. What's inside them? Marcus demanded. Andre didn't answer. He just whispered. I should have never gotten involved. The video shook violently. Marcus running. A struggle. A crash. A scream. Then it cut to black. Tasha dropped the phone. It hit the concrete with a hollow crack. Everyone stared at her, stunned. Monroe whispered. Your brother was the last person to see Marcus alive. David smirked from the ground. You see it now, don't you? This wasn't just me. Andre was part of the operation. He signed off shipments for me. He knew what I was storing. Tasha snapped. What was in those crates? David laughed. Oh, you'll find out soon. But you're looking in the wrong direction. Andre wasn't working for me. He leaned forward, eyes burning with triumph. He was working for someone a lot more powerful. Someone who wanted your business. Someone who planned to take everything from you. Monroe shoved him back down. Enough. Save it for interrogation. But David only grinned wider. You can arrest me, but you're already too late. Tasha stiffened. Too late for what? David whispered. For stopping what Andre already put in motion. Officer Reyes radioed in. Sergeant, we have a problem. A big one. What now? We just checked the crates in storage bay 4. They are not empty. Tasha felt her knees buckle. What's inside them? Reyes swallowed hard. High-end electronics. Laptops, tablets, phones. all tied to a massive interstate theft ring. Millions in stolen goods. David smirked. And guess whose name is on the receiving documents? Reyes continued. Tasha, it's your name. A pin-drop silence filled the tunnel. My name. Tasha gasped. But I never. Reyes nodded grimly. Forged, but convincing. Whoever did this plan to pin the entire operation on you. David whispered, and Andre helped make it possible, whether he wanted to or not. Tasha backed away, dizzy. All this time, all the strange deliveries, the paperwork discrepancies, her brother's sudden money, his nervous behavior. It suddenly made horrible sense. He wasn't just in trouble. He was in deep, and someone far worse than David was pulling the strings. Monroe lifted the second phone. We'll extract everything. But Tasha, prepare yourself. For what? She whispered. Monroe exhaled. There's a message saved on this device. A voice note from Andre, recorded 2 days ago. She pressed play. Andre's voice came through, shaking, terrified. Tasha, if you're hearing this, they found out I tried to back out. I'm sorry. I never meant for you to get dragged into this. They are coming for the store. They are coming for you. And they won't stop until... The message ended abruptly, cut off, like someone had grabbed in mid-sentence. As the officers rushed the phones of evidence, a chilling alert pinged on the second device, a message popping up on Andre's lock screen. Package delivered. Phase 2 begins now. And the sender's name? Someone Tasha knew. Someone she trusted. Someone already inside her business. The moment that message appeared on Andre's phone, package delivered. Phase 2 begins now. Every officer in the tunnel snapped to attention. Sergeant Monroe's face hardened. Who sent that? She demanded. Officer Reyes squinted at the screen. It saved under a contact name. Ella. Tasha felt the blood drain from her face. No, it can't be. Monroe turned sharply to her. You recognize those initials? Tasha nodded slowly. They weren't random. They weren't a guess. Ella stood for Lauren Rivers. Her assistant. Her right hand. The woman who opened the store every morning. The woman who handled her schedules, her deliveries, her invoices. The woman who knew everything about her business. Lauren, who had been with her since year one. Lauren, who always said, Don't worry, Tasha. I'll handle it. A cold shiver ran down Tasha's spine. Lauren was at the store today, she whispered. She left early because she said she had a headache. Monroe's eyes narrowed. And what time was that? Around noon. Reyes checked the timestamp on the message. The package was delivered at 12:17 p.m. Monroe didn't hesitate. We need to go. Now. By the time they emerged from the service tunnel, sirens were already circling the block. Officers sealed off exits. A drone hovered overhead. The boutique, Tasha's sanctuary, a dream, was now part of an active crime scene. Customers were being escorted out. Rebecca sat on the curb trembling. News vans were beginning to arrive. Monroe guided Tasha quickly inside. We need to search your office. If Phase 2 is in motion, the target is likely something placed recently. Tasha's heart hammered. The place Lauren had access to. Every drawer, every safe, every system. When they reached the back office, the moment the door opened, Tasha gasped. The room was trashed. Papers overturned. Cabinet drawers open. Her computer tower missing. Reyes scanned the perimeter. This wasn't a random break-in. Someone was searching for something. Monroe tugged on gloves and lifted a large envelope from the chair. Did you leave this here? Tasha shook her head. No, that's not mine. The sergeant opened it carefully. Inside were 3 items. A stack of forged invoices with Tasha's signature. Photos of markers delivering crates in the warehouse. A shipping manifest listing Tasha as a primary receiver of stolen goods. This is enough to frame you for the entire theft ring, Monroe muttered. But why put it here? Tasha asked. Reyes exhaled. Because Phase 1 was to infiltrate your storage. Phase 2, he lifted the forged documents, was to plant evidence inside your own office. Meaning the next step. Someone was planning to anonymously tip the police. To make Tasha look like the mastermind. To make her arrest inevitable. To destroy her. Monroe clenched her jaw. And your assistant Lauren is the only one with this kind of access. A sudden crash echoed from the front of the boutique. Monroe drew a weapon. Stay behind me. They moved cautiously toward the sound. As they reached the showroom, an officer was holding someone on the ground. A young employee named Kira, crying, shaking, panicked. No, I swear, I didn't know what it was, she sobbed. She put it in my locker. She said it was just documents for accounting. Tasha rushed over. Kira, who put what in your locker? Kira hiccuped, wiping tears. Lauren. She said if you asked, I should say you left it for her. But when I saw the news vans outside, I panicked and went to check. She pointed to a small locked pouch lying on the floor. Monroe picked it up. Open it, Tasha whispered. Reyes pried it open. Inside, another phone. Not Andre's, not Marcus's, but a brand new burner phone. Unused, except for one thing. A drafted message, addressed to the police. Already typed, waiting to be sent. Anonymous tip. Tasha Thompson is running a stolen goods operation out of her warehouse. Check her office now. Tasha's breath caught. Lauren had planned everything. Phase 1, frame the warehouse. Phase 2, plant evidence in the office. Phase 3, send a tip to ensure Tasha was arrested. Monroe muttered, this is deeper than we thought. Reyes checked the pouch. There's a GPS tag. Tasha blinked. She put a tracker in the pouch. Why? To make sure it came back to you, Monroe said. To make sure the police could trace the evidence directly to your possession. Reyes tapped the tag. It's still active. Maybe we can use it to find where she's going. They connected the tag to the squad's digital tracker. A single location ping. A warehouse. Not Tasha's, but owned by a third-party logistics company. The name made Monroe curse under her breath. Rivers Transport and Storage. Rivers. Lauren Rivers. Her family owned the logistics company. The same company handling deliveries across the city. Monroe snapped. Everyone in vehicles. That's our next stop. Tasha hesitated. What about the store? Monroe placed a hand on her arm. It's safe now, but Lauren isn't just an assistant. She's connected. She's smart. And she is not working alone. They arrived at the building in minutes. Huge metal doors. Security cameras. A loading dock with a single truck parked crookedly. Monroe motioned the team forward. As they approached, a figure bolted from the side entrance. A woman in black clothes, hood up, sprinting full speed toward the truck. Tasha's breath hissed. Lauren. Lauren looked back, just long enough for Tasha to see her face. Gone was a shy smile. Gone was a supportive warmth. In its place, cold determination. She reached the truck door, but before she could climb in, Monroe tackled her to the ground. Officers swarmed. Lauren screamed. You have no idea what you're messing with. You think this ends with me. You think I'm a leader. You're all fools. I'm just a small piece of this. Tasha stared at her, stunned. Why? Lauren? Why me? Why my business? Lauren's eyes burned with something between anger and pity. It was never about your business. Tasha, that IT was about who you were connected to and trusted you trusted. Tasha felt her stomach twist. What are you talking about? Lauren smirked. You still don't get it, do you? She leaned in, voice low. Your brother didn't get involved by accident. Someone recruited him. Someone lied to him. Someone you know very, very well. Monroe barked. Who? WHO recruited Andre. Lauren smiled darkly. You'll find out soon enough because they are already preparing Phase 3. As Lauren was dragged into a police car, Reyes sprinted from inside the warehouse, holding a small metal case. Tasha, Sergeant, you need to see this right now. Inside the case, a stack of documents, photos, IDs, bank statements, all tied to a single name, the real mastermind. Someone even Tasha never suspected. Jada's hands were still shaking as Detective Rios escorted her out of the interrogation room. The fluorescent lights flickered above them, humming like a warning. Everyone in that station had suddenly gone silent, like the building itself knew the truth had just shifted. Because the last thing Jada heard before the screen went black was David's voice screaming, "Get away from me. She's the one you want, not me. She set everything up." And then the gunshot. One. Close. Final. Except there was no body, no blood, no David. He had vanished. Rio stopped walking and faced her. "Jada, I need to be honest. This case? It's not normal. And David isn't just some angry customer who snapped." She blinked. "What do you mean?" "You saw the footage. He threatened me with a gun." "Yes," Rio said. "But the part you didn't see? There's someone else who was there before you arrived." Jada's heart thudded. "Who?" Rio sighed, shoulders heavy. "A woman who looks exactly like you. Same hairstyle, same jacket, same build, same walk." Jada froze. "That's not possible." "I know. That's why the chief ordered us to bury the footage before anyone else sees it." Jada stepped back, heartbeat racing. "Detective, are you saying I have a twin?" Rio shook his head. "No, I'm saying someone is impersonating you, and they wanted David to believe you set him up." Rios drove her back to her boutique, but the moment they pulled up, Jada's breath caught. Her entire storefront was destroyed. Glass shattered, shelves flipped, mannequins smashed, and on the window, spray painted in dripping red letters. Rio slammed the brakes. "What the hell?" "I had officers guarding this place." Jada covered her mouth, trembling. "This wasn't random," she whispered. "Someone wants to ruin me." Rio stepped out, surveyed the scene, then came back with something in a plastic bag. A small, black device. "I found this behind your counter." "What is it?" Jada asked. "A hidden camera." Her chest tightened. No, I don't put cameras in my store." Rios's face hardened. "I know. That's why I think it was planted. Whoever impersonated you, they recorded something here and wanted it to go viral." Jada sat down on a broken display stand, the weight of everything hitting her. "Detective, why would anyone do this to me?" Rios hesitated. Then, "Because you weren't the only target." Rios opened his notebook. "You said David worked for the city, right? Contract employee. Low level." "Yes." "Not exactly." Jada blinked. "What?" Rios looked around, lowered his voice. "David Alvarez is actually part of a whistleblower program. Several months ago, he submitted evidence claiming someone inside City Hall was running a fraud ring, laundering money through minority-owned businesses." Jada's eyes widened. "My store is minority-owned." "Exactly," Rio said, "but he didn't accuse you. He accused someone using your store's name and your identity." The room seemed to tilt. "My identity." Rios nodded. "The impersonator." Jada's breathing quickened. "So whoever copied me, they did it to steal from the city. Why blame me?" Rios looked at her with painful sympathy. "Because you were the final loose end. If David exposed the operation, he'd reveal the fake business registrations, which would lead back to the impersonator, and whoever she works for." Jada felt the ground slip away. "So, someone wants me gone." "Yes," Rio said quietly. "And when you posted that Karen footage online, you accidentally exposed the person they were hiding." Jada frowned. "What are you talking about?" Rios pulled out his phone and opened her viral video. "Look, right here," 3 seconds in. "The reflection." He zoomed in on the boutique window. Jada saw herself arguing with Karen, but behind her, in the glass reflection, a woman, standing in the back of the store, wearing the same jacket, same hairstyle, same everything, except one thing. She was smiling, watching, filming. Jada's blood ran cold. "That's her." Rios nodded. "And now she knows you saw her." As Jada stared at the reflection, her phone buzzed. A blocked number. Rios leaned in. "Don't answer." She picked up anyway. A voice whispered, "Jada, stop talking to the detective." Jada froze. "Who is this?" The voice chuckled. You know exactly who I am. You saw me today. Jada's throat tightened. You broke into my store. No, the voice said. I reclaimed what's mine. Jada's hand shook as Rios mouthed. Put it on speaker. She did. The voice continued. You should have stayed quiet. But now the detective knows. David knows. And soon, everyone will know. Rios jumped in. Who are you? Why target her? The woman laughed. Soft, eerie, too calm. You really don't get it, do you? I'm not targeting her. A pause. I'm replacing her. The call ended. Jada's breath hitched. Detective? She said she's replacing me. Rios grabbed his coat. We're going to the station. Now, I need to run facial recognition and get a team on her trail. But as they turned to leave, something crunched beneath Jada's shoe. A photograph. She picked it up. Her own face. Her signature. Her business registration. Except the date was from 2 months before she opened her boutique. And the signature wasn't hers. Rio snatched the photo. This is impossible. These are official documents. Someone high up processed these. Jada whispered, Detective, what if Karen wasn't acting alone? What if she was used to cause a distraction? Rio swallowed hard. Then this conspiracy is much bigger than we thought. Back at the station, 2 officers ran up to Rios. Detective, you need to see this. It's a body cam footage of the alley where David disappeared. They opened the file. Jada leaned in. The screen showed the alley. The officers searching. And then, a shadow. A figure running. A woman. The impersonator. She rushed to David, grabbed him by the arm, and whispered something in his ear. He nodded. Then he walked away with her, alive. Jada gasped. Oh my God, he wasn't running from you. He was running to her. Rios' jaw dropped. She didn't kill him. She recruited him. The footage ended with one final frame. The impersonator looking straight into the officer's camera, smiling, like she knew this moment would matter, like she wanted Jada to see it. And taped to the alley wall behind her was a note, barely visible. Rios enhanced the frame. The note read, Stop digging or you will see what happens to the real one. Jada staggered back. The real one? Detective, is she saying? Rio stared at the screen, horrified. Yes, she's saying the version of you we're seeing right now might not be the original target. Jada isn't the real target. Then who is the impersonator preparing to replace? And why is City Hall involved? The answer will shatter everything. The moment Detective Rios whispered those words, if you're not the real target, Jada felt something inside her break loose. A question she never imagined asking slammed into her. Detective, what if she's not trying to replace me? What if she already replaced someone else? Rios didn't even blink. That's exactly what I'm afraid of. Rios pulled Jada into the secure evidence chamber. Officers scrambled around them, radios crackling, lights flashing. Something had rattled the whole department. Detective Rios, an officer said breathlessly, the case files you requested, the ones about the impersonator. Rios nodded. Yes, they're gone. Gone? How? The officer swallowed. Was signed out by you. Jada's head snapped toward Rios. What? Rios grabbed the clipboard. His signature, sloppy but recognizable, was scrawled across the log. That's not me, he muttered. I haven't been down here all morning. Jada's stomach twisted. She's impersonating you too. Rios didn't argue. He looked genuinely shaken. She's inside the police system, he whispered. This is way beyond identity theft. She's infiltrating everything tied to this case. Jada rubbed her arms, chill sliding over her skin. Detective, what exactly is she trying to accomplish? Rios breathed in slowly. Whoever she is, she's smarter than us, one step ahead. And she has access to things no civilian should. She's not just impersonating people. He turned to her. She's erasing them. A siren blared outside. Rios rushed out. Jada closed behind. An unmarked black SUV with government plates screeched into the lot. 2 men in suits jumped out, badges flashing. Detective Rios, one asked. Rios nodded warily. Who are you? Federal Identity Protection Task Force. We received a red level alert from your station. Someone is tampering with law enforcement identities. Rios frowned. I didn't send that. The agent glanced at Jada. How long has she been with you? Hey, Jada snapped. What's that supposed to mean? The agent didn't look away. Detective, procedure requires us to verify her identity. Rios stepped between them. No, she's a victim of the identity theft. She's cooperating. The agent's jaw tightened. Did she tell you that? Or did the impersonator? Jada felt her knees weaken. Detective, they think I'm her. The other agent reached for cuffs. It's protocol until we sort out who's who. Rios blocked him. Her and I'll file obstruction. She's not leaving with you. The first agent stepped closer. Detective, someone impersonating you checked out sensitive files this morning. The system flagged both of you. Rios went still. Meaning what? The agent lowered his voice. Meaning the FBI doesn't know which one of you is a real person. Jada felt sick. Detective, we need to go. Now. Rios nodded sharply. Agreed. They sprinted to his car. The federal agent shouted after him. Detective, if you leave this lot, you're going rogue. He didn't care. He gunned the engine. Screeching out of the parking lot, they drove in tense silence. Detective, where are we going? Rios exhaled shakily. To the only place that might tell us who she really wants to replace. They pulled onto a quiet street, lined with neat fences and trimmed lawns. Jada squinted. This neighborhood? I don't know anyone here. Rios kept driving until he stopped in front of a two-story beige house. Detective, why are we here? Rios turned to her. Because this is the address listed under the fake business documents. The one signed with your name. Whoever used your identity registered this house as your alternate residence. Jada stared at the house. That's not mine. I know, Rios said. But I need you to walk inside and tell me if anything looks familiar. Anything at all. Jada swallowed hard and stepped out. The house was too quiet, too still. The door was unlocked. Inside smelled like lavender and something else. Something metallic. Jada walked into the living room and froze. Her picture was on the wall. A framed portrait of her smiling. On the coffee table were bills, magazines, delivery packages. All addressed to Jada Collier. Her name, her signature, her life. I never lived here, she whispered. Detective, I don't understand. Rio scanned the room. She's constructing a duplicate identity. A full one. Home, bills, history, everything. But why? Jada breathed. If she wants to ruin me, why build a life as me? Because Rio said she's not trying to ruin your life. He toned. She's trying to replace it. A floorboard creaked above them. Jada jumped. Detective, someone's here. Rios drew his weapon. Stay behind me. More footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Coming toward the staircase. The house fell silent. Then, a voice. Soft. Identical to Jada's. Detective Rios. Always so dramatic. Jada froze. That was her voice. Her exact voice. But she wasn't speaking. The impersonator descended the stage, wearing Jada's face. Same eyes. Same hair. Same smile. The only difference was the expression. Cold, controlled, and disturbingly calm. Jada stumbled back. Oh my God. Rios held his gun steady. Don't move. The impersonator raised her hands. I won't. I came to talk. Who are you? Jada whispered. The woman smiled. I'm what you were supposed to be. Jada's skin crawled. What does that mean? The impersonator's eyes softened almost sympathetically. Jada, you were chosen. But then you opened that store. Built a life. Got confident. That wasn't part of the plan. They needed someone obedient. Obedient to who? Rios demanded. She tilted her head. To the people who created me. Jada's heartbeat hammered. Created you. Yes. She smiled wider. You're looking at a legally perfect replacement. Your voice, your fingerprints, your face, and soon, her eyes glinted. Your life. Rio stepped forward. Not happening. The impersonator looked amused. Oh, detective, you should be more worried about yourself. Before he could react, she tossed something onto the floor, a flashing black disc. A boom of white light exploded outward. Jada screamed. Rios collapsed. And when the light faded, the impersonator was gone. Only a single note lay where she'd stood. Jada picked it up with trembling fingers. It read, "You found the house. Now try finding the original." Jada's breath stopped. Detective, what does she mean? Rios, still dazed, whispered. She means the real person she replaced is still out there somewhere. Jada swallowed. And detective, what if it isn't me? If the impersonator already replaced someone before Jada, who was it? And why does a federal task force think Rios isn't the real one either? The next revelation will blow the case wide open. Detective Rios staggered to his feet, still blinking away the afterimage from the blinding flash. The living room felt distorted, like the walls themselves were vibrating from the impersonator's escape. Jada gripped the note tighter. She whispered, "Detective, what if the person she replaced wasn't me?" Rio steadied himself on the wall. "We need to leave this house. Now." They rushed out, jumped into his car, and sped back toward the city, but something felt off. Rios kept checking the rearview mirror, jaw clenched. "Detective," Jada asked, "what are you not telling me?" He finally said it. The agents were right about one thing. She wasn't just impersonating you. He swallowed hard. She was impersonating people connected to this case. Jada stared at him. "Detective, are you saying she impersonated someone in law enforcement?" Rios didn't answer. The silence said everything. They screeched into the station parking lot. Federal cars swarmed the building now. Agents everywhere. Radios blasting. Before Jada could even step out, an officer ran up to Rios. "Detective, we found something in your locker." Rio stiffened. "What?" The officer handed him a sealed evidence bag containing a flash drive. "No one has touched it," the officer said, "but it was logged under your ID." Rios's face drained of color. "My ID was hacked." He rushed Jada inside. They entered a secured lab, locked the door, and plugged the drive into a standalone computer. A single video file appeared. Jada's skin crawled. "Play it," she whispered. Rios did. Static filled the screen. Then the picture sharpened. A dark room, concrete walls, and a single hanging bulb that a person tied to a chair, head down, barely breathing. Jada inhaled sharply. "Detective, is that..." The person lifted their head slowly. Same eyes, same face, same voice rasping out. "Help, please." Jada dropped to her knees. "That's Emmy." The real her. Weak, bruised, terrified. Rios' blood ran cold. This woman's been held captive for months. Jada trembled. "That means I'm not the one she replaced." Rios looked at her. "You're the one she wants to erase next." Suddenly, boom, boom, boom. Agents pounded the lab door. "Detective Rios, open up. This room has unauthorized evidence." Rios unplugged the drive instantly. "Jada, we have to run." She grabbed his arm. "Detective, if they see this, they'll think you did it." "I know." He pushed a heavy cabinet in front of the door. "We need to get this video to someone who won't bury it." "Who?" Jada gasped. Rios didn't hesitate. "My sister. She works in cybersecurity. If anyone can trace where this footage came from, she can." The agents rammed the door again. "Rios, you are obstructing a federal investigation." Rios shoved the flash drive in his pocket. "Jada, out the back window. Now." They crawled through just as the agents burst in, and the two sprinted toward the car. As they raced down the street, a helicopter's spotlight suddenly blasted down on them. Rios cursed. "They are tracking my phone." He tossed it out the window. Jada's heart pounded. Detective, this is insane. They think you're the impersonator. No, he said. They think I'm helping you escape. He swerved into an alley, the helicopter losing sight for a moment. Detective, why are you helping me? Jada whispered, voice cracking. Rios glanced at her. Because the moment I saw your impersonator, I realized something. She held her breath. She's not replacing random people. Someone built her to replace anyone blocking their operation. Someone high up. Someone untouchable. Jada swallowed. The fraud ring, the stolen identities, the fake businesses. Rios nodded. And the original you, still alive, still hidden, proved someone needed a perfect clone of you for something huge. Jada's voice shook. But for what? Rios didn't answer, because suddenly, his car T-boned, slammed from the side, spun violently. Jada screamed. The world flipped, metal screeched, glass shattered. The car crashed into a wall and stopped. Jada's vision blurred, but she saw figures approaching through the smoke. Not agents, not police. 3 women, dressed in identical black jackets. And the one in the middle. The impersonator. She walked up to the wrecked car, smiling gently, like a mother watching a sleeping child. Rios tried to reach for his gun, but he was pinned. The impersonator leaned down to Jada's door and whispered, "Congratulations, you found the original. The operation is almost complete." Jada groaned. Why? Why me? Why ANY of this? The impersonator stroked her cheek. Because you were never supposed to exist. Jada's breast stopped. You were created by mistake, the impersonator whispered. And my job is to fix that mistake. Her eyes shifted, cold, inhuman, calculated. And tonight, I finished what I started. She raised a syringe. Jada screamed. But suddenly, pop, pop, pop. Gunshots tore through the alley. The impersonator's team scattered. A group of federal agents stormed in. But these ones looked different, serious, focused, armed to the teeth. A woman in a dark suit stepped forward. Jada Collier, get away from her. That's not your detective. Jada froze. What? She turned to the car and watched in horror as Detective Rios flickered. His face glitched, flickered again, skin shifting. The real impersonator, the ONE pulling all the strings, wasn't the woman Jada saw earlier. It was a man beside her. Her detective. His voice was, "You almost made it, Jada." Jada scrambled away, heart exploding with terror. The lead agent grabbed her. The real Detective Rios went missing 3 weeks ago. This is the imposter. Jada saw, but the woman, a decoy, the agent said. A AAA impersonation ring. You were never meant to survive. The fake Rio smirked as agents surrounded him. You still won't find the original Jada in time. Then he said a final chilling sentence, because she's already been activated. His face dissolved into static, and he collapsed, lifeless. Jada screamed. Final note, the truth they hid. The agent held Jada tightly. Listen to me. You are the only Jada we can confirm right now. Your doppelganger network is bigger than identity theft. It's a full-scale government infiltration. Jada shook violently. What happens now? The agent looked directly into her eyes. You tell your story. You warn people. You prepare for the day the real original reappears. Jada whispered. And what if she already has? The agent swallowed. Then we're too late. The screen of a discarded body cam nearby flickered to life one last time. A blurred figure walked past it. Same posture as Jada, same hair, same voice humming softly. Heading into the city. Unstoppable, unnoticed, already living her life. Like stories that leave you shocked? For more twisted, jaw-dropping true crime tales, subscribe to my channel. Crime Shock FLES, your support helps me create more stories that hit hard, twist fast, and keep you up at night. Stay alert, stay curious, and remember, someone out there might already be wearing your face.